Everyone, good morning. How are y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm actually up in the morning. I'm not filming at literally like midnight, 2 a.m., so it's a little different. Trying to figure out, like, again, how I want to tell these story times. Like, they're so fun, but like, I feel um a little disconnected, I guess. A little disconnected. So I keep trying to turn on the camera. It's not, I don't know what you would say. Like things aren't translating right, and like I don't know what to do about that. I've tried to film a story time for like a couple weeks now, and like every time I turn on the camera, it doesn't feel right. So I'm trying to figure that out. Um, in other news, my hair is getting so long. I literally have like a mane. I'm honestly obsessed with it though. Like it's so fun. Um, I don't know how long I want it to go, but like I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see. Um, and I'm back on my skincare game because I was looking at my older videos and like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, like skincare is just so fun, like especially in the morning. So especially now, like I'm like glowing, bright, ready to film. Um, but yeah, I think we're just gonna get into it. I don't know. We're just gonna whatever I say is what I'm gonna say, and we're gonna go with it. So I'm going to be talking about, I don't know if you'd call it a dark story, but I mean, I think it's a pretty, I guess it's a serious topic a little bit. I want to talk about why I dropped out from university. And I think this would help a lot of people in the realm of doing what the fuck you want to do. But seriously, like, just I don't know. Hear my story. What do you think? I don't know. So it starts whenever I started university, I had already began like a fast track. I did a mentorship in high school for nursing in the ER, and I just kind of I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. Honestly, I just thought this sounds decent enough. Let's go for it. And I went for it. And my parents were very encouraging in basically like I should go to college. And I kind of even brought it up to them, and I think they thought I was joking. But I was just like, I don't think I really want to go to college. And then I remember they were just kind of laughing it off and being like, come on now, like, of course you're going to college. Like, what are you talking about? But I remember I always just had like this weird like feeling about going to college. Like I couldn't put my finger on it, but like it didn't feel right. But mind you, like I had done I had been in gifted. I always did like honors classes in high school. Like I was always in AP classes doing these AP tests, just like all this academic shit. And like I wasn't bad at it. I was actually really good at it. So I think that's why it's like obviously this is the right lane I should go, right? They have this application for university. Whenever you sign up for college, you can sign up for the nursing program as well. So I signed up for the nursing program, and you basically get accepted into nursing school before you even start college, which is so cool. If you're able to, what do you call it? Get accepted that way. But the thing is, like, it was kind of a newer thing, so they were really pushing it. So pretty much, if I feel like if you probably sent in an application, you got like accepted, which was I don't know. It makes nursing school like really easy getting into because if you know anything about nursing school, it is so competitive trying to get into nursing school. So it made it a lot easier. So I remember I started doing undergrad. undergrad, basically just the first couple years of school. It's pretty much like a continuation from high school, honestly. You're doing your math, your science, your English, everything you need for your major. So like, um, sorry, I have an alarm going off. So everything you need to be doing for your major. So like, I would have different prereqs from like an art major. Like an art major, they're probably taking like literature or something. Um, just complete generalization. And then I would be taking like chemistry. You know what I mean? Um, but I noticed as prereqs kept going on, like I was just so over school. Like I don't know if I was burnt out or just like this isn't what I want to do, you know? But I was completely over it and like, oh my God. I just like did what I needed to get done. Like I still got good grades, but then eventually like I just really started to just not care. Like not going to class, not like I think I did do assignments, but like I wouldn't study, but like um there was a heavy emphasis honestly on not going to class. Like pretty much almost stopped going to half of my classes. Um there were a lot of online classes too. I think I would just kind of like opt out. I was just over it. I was so over it and I couldn't put my finger on it. Um and then once nursing school finally started, bitch, I was checked out. Like I finally got in and I just like it didn't feel right. Like I felt like I wanted to be doing something else with my time and like it felt like I was honestly just like living someone else's life and like I didn't know what the fuck to do. I went to therapy and told them about it and they had like free counseling services on campus and I'd say like they're qualified but like they're still learning. Sorry. They're still learning, so I mean they're trying to even figure out how to help people. So I didn't think it was the best resource, but now I know like with therapy you kind of have to do some therapy shopping where you just kind of you find a therapist that works for you. And I think that's key because I have a therapist now. She's amazing and I love her. Um, and they just really care, you know. And I didn't feel that way necessarily in this situation. And I don't know, I just stopped going to class like completely. Especially like this is like my major. Like we are into my major now, and I'm like my friends are dragging me to class because I had you make friends in your major. Um we actually all met at the same event. It was like a nursing event and then we kind of found our group and then we were pretty much a group after that, you know. Um but yeah, I was just so over it. Like every time we went to the hospital, every time we did class, every time we learned skills, like I just like I was just like like I'm over this. Like I literally don't care what I'm doing. I just don't want to do this. And then I also talked to one of the professors about it. And then honestly, she like she didn't even say like no, like you know, think about it or anything. Like she pretty much was automatically like, okay, like I'm glad you're learning this before rather than later. Cause like they'll have people who literally go through like they'll be on their last semester of nursing school and they're like, I don't want to be doing this. You know what I mean? Like I want to know now rather than later. Like, is this what I want to be doing? So like even if you're in the later semesters of nursing school, like don't think that you're like weird for thinking like, bitch, like I want to drop out, you know. And I thought on it so heavily. I remember I was like crying every day because like again, like I had this vision for myself since high school. I was just like, I'm gonna be a nurse and we're gonna roll with that, like so many years of my expectations and like my path, like what I've been working towards, and like I realized I didn't want it. So my professor was trying to help me figure something out. And one of the biggest things though is when you drop out and you've already been in school, there's not the biggest pathway back to school. At least from what I know right now. Because all the scholarships that I had and everything, they just get kind of waived. Because they're very selective, like who they give them to in the first place. So if you're getting financial assistance, that's scary. I completely understand that. And, I really don't think I would change anything if I went back to school. To that time at least, because it's like I think I absolutely needed to drop out. I think it was a blessing in disguise for sure. Um, but whenever I actually went to drop out, there's this thing where it's called a leave of absence, and um, you basically can like try to hold on to your scholarships. Um, Sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional. You can hold on to your scholarships if you have like a specific reason, like why you're taking a leave. And I was like so honest, like I was literally like in such a dark place. Like I suicidal ideation through the roof, like literally like just so depressed, so sad. Like I'm trying to get help going to counseling. I saw this like I was trying to get like help, and like I just felt like I had to take a step away. And I remember I wrote this big old letter explaining them my whole situation. And then I got denied the leave of absence request. And I was so hurt when that happened because I was being so transparent, so honest. And they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. They said I didn't provide like all the paperwork and everything. I provided literally everything. And then at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, they don't give a damn if I live or die. They just see me as like, getting them all this money or whatever. And so I really didn't care to drop out. I was like, fuck. So now I'm just kind of a little flat on my face. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm still working my job at like fast food, which is like, like no one wants to work there forever. Like, um, but I don't know. I just kind of started clocking in and everything. And, there's not all the loose ends tied up either though, because um I had my parents to talk about. um I do, like, I felt horrible, especially in the beginning, because they had helped um pay for school. Especially like the first year, they literally bombard you with costs, which makes no sense. Like all the other years, like I'm getting money back, like after my scholarships, but like that first year, they put you through literal hell, like with money. So they definitely helped out there, but I don't know. I felt like I disappointed them in some way, and whenever I talked to them about it, I mean, full transparency, like I did. They're like, "I wish you would have told us about this," and like it's not like I hadn't. I mean, I probably could have talked with them about it a bit more. But like I just felt like they would have just tried to convince me to do everything I could to just stay in, or like even try to guilt trip me, like, what are you gonna do? But like I just knew it wasn't for me, and like I feel like a few years later, like I'm finally starting to get my footing, but like, bitch, if you're confused and you don't know what the fuck to do, but you're somewhere where you shouldn't be, like, I think it is the best choice to just not be there anymore. Like, you don't have to live someone else's life, you know? Um, and I think it's so hard because it's like, dude, this is what I've been working for so long. Like, why do I feel like I don't want to be here? Especially being an academic, but like, I knew like it's not my life, you know? So I don't know if this makes any sense. I don't know. Like, I feel like honestly, this video is like, okay, rambling the video, but like, do what the fuck you want to do. I remember reading this one thing. It was this guy. He had gone through, he did like, the typical normal thing that like, you know, parents want you to do. You go to college, get an education, a good job. And he was in his good job and he got let go. And then he still had to figure shit out. Like, he was in such a good job. Um, I don't know exactly what job. I think it was something science. He got let go and he still had to figure shit out. So like, shit like that's gonna happen regardless of what would you call it? Like, whether I am actively trying to do things that I want to be doing or I'm doing things that I don't want to be doing, which would be like school and doing a job that I don't want to do. Um, Shit's gonna happen either way. So like, why not go towards the thing that you want to be doing? You know. So I don't know. I will say though, I talked with a couple other people about it too, and a lot of people just drop out and don't tell their family. And listen, it is a very hard conversation to have. But I think it, like, literally, like, it put us on the track to be so much more close with my family because they see me making my own decisions. I'm my own person and they want to support the things that I do as a human being. You know what I mean? Instead of just doing things that I don't want to do. You know, they get to see the more authentic version of myself, and it's hard to have that conversation. Um, Luckily, we started to have a we were on the track to have a better relationship after that. That's what I'll say. And they offered a lot of support. They realized that, I'm probably not in the best headspace either, so they wanted to show more support. And I think overall, like, it ended up how it should. Because the job I have now, too, like, I'm in professional work, I'm in healthcare. And, like, it's not initially what I had envisioned, but it's something that like, college isn't the end all be all. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it. You'll figure it out. Have trust in yourself. Have trust that things will work out and that, if it was meant for you, then it will be meant for you. And if it's not meant for you, even if you worked so hard, like, I think that's what really fucked with my head is like, I have worked so hard academically for so long. Like, literally, they were putting me in like gifted classes in like elementary school. It carried on into middle school with like honors classes. Same with high school, honors classes. And like me always trying so hard to get the highest GPA, not the highest GPA, but just good grades. Um, and it began to fall apart. But once it starts to fall apart, jump off that sinking ship. It's not meant for you. But it's like there's things that I do believe I'm really intelligent and I love to read and I don't know, that's not the end all be all. Like, you can make whatever you want out of your life. And, like, would I have the hair that I do now, like, if I stayed in school? Probably not. My hair looks a little crazy right now. I feel like when time goes on, like, it'll kind of, what do you call it? Just get a little dry. Like, it needs a little moisture right now. If it had moisture, it'd be like, um, but it's lacking a little moisture. But it feels so much more authentically me than like what I was doing, and I feel like I fell flat on my face, but I think that's what I needed to do. Um, but yeah, I think if anything, I think this is like maybe just an open conversation about this sort of thing because I don't know if it's a shameful thing, but I know it's something a lot of people think about, and bitch, you can make so much money like doing like so much shit. Now that I'm like actually making money that like I've wanted to make hourly for honestly ever since I was a little kid, like that's not the end all be all either. Like you want to like expand and like start making your money work for you. You know, like that's not just do what you want in the job market and then do what you want outside of that so you don't have to do that forever, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I dropped out. And I think if you're thinking about it, just reach out to people. And I know it was a good decision for me. It's probably not going to be for everyone. Um, but just know your feelings are valid and your concerns should be heard, you know. Don't let people brush you off, even people who like love you and support you. Like if you genuinely don't believe that you're on the path that you want to be on, or you're heading towards a future that you're building for someone else instead of yourself, like I think it's time to talk to someone. You know, I think it's time to talk and um just know you're heard, or I guess know you're valid in how you're feeling. But yeah. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope y'all have a great one. And we'll see if this gets posted. I feel like I just kind of rambled for a while, but um I don't know, I think I needed to. So, yeah. I'll see you on the next one, okay?